Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and bye-bye 5.7 V8 Hemi. Yeah, I think in the next generation of Ram, it's supposed to be refreshed later on this year, we're going to see the engine go away and be replaced by a Hurricane. Yeah, Ram's got cool names. So Stellantis, not the drug company, no, the company that makes the Ram and Jeep products, is debuting the Hurricane twin-turbo I-6, so inline 6, twin-turbo. We have a turbo that will feed each of the 3 cylinders, and this engine's going to do a couple things. It's really going to kill the Hemi. And if you remember a couple weeks ago, I asked Ram CEO Mike Koval if the Hemi was dead, and he kind of gave a non-answer political kind of thing. Yeah, because no brand talks about future products. They never speculate about it, no matter how many times I asked him. But he knew this was in the wings. He couldn't talk about it, but I sure as hell think he wanted to talk about it. It's exciting stuff. So let's talk about what this is and why I think the Hemi's going away. This new 3-liter Hurricane twin-turbo inline 6 engine. So we know inline 6 engines were used back in the day, and now they're used in new GM products, the new 3-liter diesel. Inline engines are very inherently balanced, right? So very smooth power delivery, very good ride and handling because it's an inherently balanced engine. And now we're gonna have a twin turbo, so we're gonna have a turbo on each side that's gonna work on the 3 cylinders. So we're gonna have that propulsion, that, you know, that instant power that turbo has, right? And the inline 6 inherent. And the turbos now are like 1980s. So they're things like we use in the semis for decades. They're much better built turbos, they have much better reliability, and they put out power in a much better way. There's no big spool up going. So looking at this, the press release says, new 3-liter Hurricane, twin turbo inline 6-cylinder engine puts out less tailpipe emissions, which is great for global emissions because Ram is a global company. And it's not just EPA, it's the global, Euro 6. There's a lot of things going on with that EPA, with global emissions. And so that's what's going on with that. Uses less gasoline than larger engines, hint, hint, yet delivers V8 levels of power, hint, 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 right? So, robust architecture enables Stellantis propulsion system to deliver 2 distinct variants, one tuned for efficiency and one tuned for performance. Well, they can take that same inline 6 with the turbos and they can tweak it. They can set the turbos up to run either to be more efficient or to be more performance. It's just software programming, that kind of stuff. That's where we got more drive modes and things. So there's 2 low inertia turbochargers. Power of the Hurricane's rapid response to all the inputs. Estimated enhanced torque output for chores such as towing without sacrificing fuel economy. Hint, 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 right? State-of-the-art technology includes a plasma transfer wire arc sprayed cylinder coating. High pressure gasoline direct injection, of course. It's gonna have direct injection, it's gonna have port injection, they're gonna put turbos on it, they're gonna do all sorts of stuff. Its first vehicles with the Hurricane reached dealership showrooms this year. Hint, hint, hint. Ram 1500 is supposed to be refreshed this year. It's been out since 2019. It's 4 model year, is usually they get refreshed. You'll see new grills, you'll see new like trims, and you'll see this new powertrain. I'm going to get to why that is in a minute. It meets their goals of being 50% reduction in carbon emissions by 2030. That's a company goal, not EPA, not European, that's a company goal. And to be carbon net zero by 2038. Key elements of the Dare Forward 2030 torque plan. But there's one more detail here that I wanted to make sure I talked about is that a couple things. The Hurricane twin turbo achieves V8 rivaling performance while being up to 15% more efficient than large engines. So yeah, it's going to run more large engines. But there is a let's see, there is something about, yes, Hurricane twin turbo inline 6 designed to account for potential future integration with electrification for low emissions vehicles, LEVs. That LEV is what the California kind of puts out, things like that. What does that mean? Hybrid. A full hybrid Ram 1500 could come out with this, or the Jeep Cherokee 4xE, that kind of stuff. This needs a bigger engine. So let's talk about that, the Grand Cherokee a little bit more. Let's talk about this. So I'm going to skip through a lot of stuff. You can go on to Stellantis Media. I'll put the whatever link down below. Read all the details. There's a flat torque band, a broad torque band. The engine maintains at least 90% of peak torque from 2350 RPMs all the way to its red line. So really good torque curve, really great power delivery. Offline is going to be, wow, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to feel faster. It's going to use less fuel. It's going to be more complex than a V8. It's just going to be. It's just, that's what the world is going to these days. So there's going to be questions. There's always going to be questions and comments about reliability. Look, guys, this is what it's going to be. There's done a cross-bolted steel main bearing caps containing the strong rotating assembly of the forged steel crankshaft and forged steel connecting rods. There are a lot of details in this. If you are a engine fool and you love reading all the little details, fantastic. Dual water-cooled exhaust manifolds, integrated cylinder head, continuously variable displacement oil pump with integrated scavenge stage tailors, pump output to engine demand, reducing frictional losses and helping save fuel. High flow ball valve thermostat, minimized restriction of cooling system, reducing mechanical losses. There's a lot of stuff going on here. High pressure direct fuel injection with pumps, and activated by a dedicated chain-driven shaft. We have twin low inertial high flow turbochargers, each feeding 3 cylinders for rapid response to throttle inputs. There's each turbocharger Hurricane feeds 3 cylinders. There's compressed airs through the engine-mounted water-to-air charge air cooler, which was what that Ford's been doing for a long time. So lots of details and all this kind of stuff. But I want to get down to this one thing. Mixed friction, was it, what they say, 10.4 to 1 compression ratio for the Hurricane is looking at for fuel economy, the high output has 9.5 to 1 compression ratio. Now the high output uses 91 octane fuel. That's Hellcat. That is the Hellcat version. That is the performance versions. Looking at the SO, which is, what are they saying? The standard output is looking at more than 400 horsepower, 450 foot-pounds of torque. The high output, the one with the 91 octane for premium, great performance, is 500 horsepower, 475 foot-pounds torque. And so they said that's during heavy use, such as towing. Now, that could be the same thing that like GM does and other people do, is when you're towing, you got to use higher octane. When you're not towing, you use 87 octane, which is something they've done. I think Ram right now recommends 87 octane. I think they recommend actually 91 for towing, if I recall correctly in my head. And I have an email on that. Let me double check the email. Let me get the facts straight on the email, because I've been doing a story on octane levels at altitude. And yeah, so they recommend 89 for 5.7 liters, but if it isn't readily available, 87 will work. So Ram is already saying they want to have higher octane, so it makes sense. So if you're going to do lots of towing, you're probably going to have to use higher octane fuel. It's just to get that more performance. Tough coating, new members, So the 3-liter Hurricane is going to share design features including bore, stroke, and cylinder spacing with a globally produced 2.0-liter inline 4. In North America, the 2-liter inline engine is currently available in the Jeep Wrangler, Wrangler 4xe, Cherokee, and recently launched Jeep Cherokee 4xe. Now, this is the critical detail. Sorry, I had to turn the screen back on. The Hurricane twin-turbo inline 6 is the primary internal combustion power plant of the future in North America for vehicles using the STLA large and STLA frame platforms. Okay, it's going to be built in the plant, Mexico, the Solito engine plant, which people have used Mexico plants for a long time. So, but let me read that again. The Hurricane twin-turbo inline 6 is the primary internal combustion power plant of the future in North American vehicles using the STLA, which is the Stellantis platform, large, full-size truck, and STLA frame platforms. Frame platforms, that's going to be your work truck, your chassis that they sell in the upfit from there. So you can buy the chassis units, which just have basically engine, frame, tires, that kind of stuff, and the people upfit from there. So Ram trucks, Ram commercial vehicles are going to get this twin-turbo V6, or twin-turbo I-6, I'm sorry. I want to say V, it's an I-6. That's very important. You're probably going to rip me up in the comments. And it's going to be out later on this year. So let's put the ducks together, right? So they haven't released details of the new Ram 1500 yet. They're getting ready to. It is March. They usually reveal that stuff like in July. Production's like in August, September. So here's new engine. New Ram 1500 is coming. They're making changes to Ram Commercial as well when they do that, right? So Ram Tradesman would have that as well, and Ram vehicles are putting out. So, hello, this is it. That's going to place. It's the primary engine. What is currently the primary engine for the Ram 1500? The 5.7-liter Hemi. What is Ram said? What is Dodge said? Dodge said Charger and Challengers, the big Hellcats and things, those are going away. They're going to go more electrified. Now, people get all upset about electrification and they don't want any EV cars, that kind of stuff. Electrification and meeting global emission standards doesn't mean you have to have an EV truck. It means your corporate average fuel economy across the entire lineup. It means you reduce emissions. This will help them get there, and you don't have to go full EV to drive a Ram 1500. But you're going to have to accept turbos in a truck. And I know it sucks. I know I like hopping my 62 and be able to hop in the truck and fix it. I get it. I understand it. I understand the anger over that. But this is it. That's the future. It's going to be more powerful. It's going to be fast offline. It's not going to sound as good as a Hemi. And it's going to be more complicated to fix if something goes wrong with it. But you're going to get fuel savings. And again, it's going to be the corporate goal of reducing emissions globally. So there's news. Yeah, kind of excited. I can't wait to drive it because I tell you what, I love that GM 3-liter inline 6 diesel, and this could have similar performance at that lower torque RPM. Like I said, the 2,500 RPMs. This could be burning rubber off the line. And yeah, again, not going to sound as good. I bet you we'll get fake exhaust note in the cabin like we do with the Tundra. I know it's gonna. Yes, I get it. I get the frustrations. I read the comments. That's what I'm doing. So hey. Hope you enjoyed the video. I can't wait to talk to more Ram stuff. I'm going to buy a Ram this year. And it looks like I'm going to buy this sucker with this engine and give that a shot. That's on my list of vehicles to buy this year. What's on your list? Put it down below. Let me know. Check other videos over here. They're cool videos. Website down below. As always. Thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.